AEW All In is this upcoming Sunday. I'm going to be going over every match on the card, giving my predictions down below. Make sure you leave your opinions down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more daily wrestling content. We're going to start off with the pre-show match of Chris Statlander and Stokely versus Willow Nightingale and Ishii. I'm not going to speak too much on this match because this match honestly shouldn't even be happening. I don't even know why they make this a tag match. This should have just been a one-on-one match between Chris and Willow Nightingale, but I feel like they made it a tag match to basically to have Chris Statlander and Stokely pick up the victory, so that way they could prolong this feud to have Willow to eventually get her W. But honestly, this shouldn't even be a tag match. Honestly, yeah, this shouldn't be on All In. The feud itself, you could argue, should be there, but there's no reason why this should be a tag match. Ishii should not be involved. Stokely should not be involved. It really should just be a one-on-one match. Make it a You could have made it a Texas death match for all I care, but this feud in general shouldn't be a tag match. It should have just been a regular one-on-one match, but they decided to make it a tag match for whatever reason. So yeah, I have Chris Statlander and Stokely winning for that reason. They're going to prolong this feud to eventually have Willow to get her big victory over Chris Statlander. Now we got Hook versus Chris Jericho for the FTW Championship. This one is very obvious. I feel like this is very obvious who's going to win this match. Hook has to win, right? There's no way you're going to have Hook lose. Plus, we already know what's going to happen. Most likely, there's going to be shenanigans, interference, Big Bill, the Learning Tree, Brian Keith. They're all going to come in the ring, probably interfere in the match. But most likely, Samoa Joe will make his return. Most likely to get that huge pop. Same with Shibata to help out Hook. And Hook needs to win. We need to end this in the Learning Tree. Even if it continues, give them less TV time. I'm over it. I'm over it. It's not good work. It's just not good work. It's time to end it. It needs to go. I love you, Chris Jericho, but man, it's hard to defend you. It's hard to defend you, man. It was already hard to defend you when you was doing that Sammy Guevara storyline that went nowhere. Like, it was hard to defend you then. Now I can't defend you at all. So let's end this storyline. Hook should just win the title. I don't know what he's going to do with that title, but just win it and let's move on. This story isn't going nowhere. Just move on, and then they could continue to do what they was doing with Samoa Joe and Shibata and Hook. But yeah, Hook is going to be your new FTW champion. Next, we got a ladder match for the Trios Championships for between the Patriarchy, House of Black, and what is the other? Oh, Bang Bang Gang. I don't know why I almost forgot the Bang Bang Gang. This match right here, I can see this going either way, but I do think the Patriarchy is the only logical answer here. This match became a triple. Well, there is a team to be determined on Collision, but whoever that team is don't stand a chance anyway. This became mainly a fatal four-way a four-way trios championship match, ladder match, mainly because it was a tag team trios match between the House of Black and Bang Bang Gang, but Christian Cage basically got involved and made sure that it was no winner, so that's why this match became to be. I like that they made a ladder match. That should make it very entertaining. But I think the Patriarchy should win because they just won those titles as well. I think it only makes sense for them to keep them because I don't think anyone else winning really does anything. Like, the Bang Bang Gang could win it back, but I feel like they should probably just wait for Jay White to come back whenever he returns. And then House of Black, I don't know what the I actually want the House of Black to win, but I don't see what that would really do for them either. I think you just keep it on the Patriarchy and just keep Christian Cage being this slimy heel that's willing to do everything he can to make sure he retain those titles. And plus, they could probably keep continuing the story of him disrespecting Luchasaurus, even though they kind of stopped doing that story for a bit, but they're still doing it because I know that Luchasaurus don't carry those championships. Mama Wayne does, so they can still play that story up as well if they want to as well. So I got the Patriarchy retaining their AEW Trios Championships. Now we got Mercedes Moné versus Britt Baker for the TBS Championship. This one I am not going to think that hard and long about. It's Mercedes Moné. I would love for Britt Baker to win, but I just don't see a world where Mercedes lose this match. Especially this is her. I just don't see a world where Britt Baker win this match. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Now, based off the build-up, it feels like Britt Baker will win this match, but I think Mercedes is going to hold that TBS title for a while. Like, she's going to hold it for a while. I feel very confident that she's going to hold it on. I really don't have much to say because the build-up has been mid for the most part, and yeah, I'm not excited to see more Mercedes on my TV, but I understand why, and it makes sense why she will win. So yeah, Mercedes Moné is going to retain her championship. Britt Baker is not winning. Britt Baker is not winning this match. Now we have a triple threat tag team match between FTR, the Young Bucks, versus the Acclaim for the AEW tag team titles. This match is also not that hard to predict. Honestly, this shouldn't even be a triple threat tag team match. FTR should even be in the title picture. It makes no sense why they're even in the title picture, to be honest with you. They just got handed an opportunity for no reason. I know why they're in the match, because they interfered in the match and all that. I get it. They interfered, which made the Acclaim fight. Like, I get why they're in the match. It's just that they're only in the match from a booking standpoint because they're the bigger name. Like, if we're being honest, they just kind of got thrown in there last minute. Yeah, the Young Bucks are winning. They made it a triple threat just to make the Young Bucks win. Most likely, Max Caster is probably going to take the pin. Yeah, this feud entirely is dry. There's no real heat behind it. No one cares. Yeah, this is just not hitting. The Young Bucks are going to retain. I would love for the Young Bucks to lose, because them having a championship does nothing really. It doesn't really elevate them, and they don't even defend it like that. So it's like, why do they have them? It'll be different if their story with the whole Elite storyline was hitting, but it's not. So it really serves no purpose, in my opinion. It's just, I don't know. It just serves no purpose. I would love for the Young Bucks or the Acclaim to win, but neither tag team is really that hot. Neither tag team is really that on hot right now. So it's like there's really no really good choice anyway. So yeah, I got the Young Bucks retaining their AEW tag team titles. Jack Perry versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship in a coffin match. Now, Darby Allin has never lost a coffin match. I think this will be his first match that he lose. His first coffin match that he lose. I think it only makes sense, especially because I think Jack Perry has the most to gain from the Elite in these matches. He got the most to gain from every member of the Elite. Well, I don't think Okada has a match at All In, but he has the most to gain from a victory at All In from his faction. It only makes sense. Most likely there's going to be some shenanigans involved, but I think it only makes sense for Jack Perry to retain. Plus, Darby Allin doesn't necessarily need the victory. I would love for Darby Allin to win, but I want Darby Allin to be going after the international title or the AEW World title. Not really. He already won the TNT Championship so many times. This doesn't really help him at all. It'll be a good moment, but it doesn't really help him. It doesn't make sense for him to really pick up this victory. So I think they're going to have Jack Perry retain, keep the Elite standing strong, keep building them up with this faction, keep building up this Elite storyline, have them have all the gold, have all the power to continue that storyline. I think it only makes sense. So I have Jack Perry retaining his TNT Championship. Plus, he just got a new design for it too. Have him carry around with that new design for a bit. But yeah, I have Jack Perry retaining his TNT Championship. Now we have the Casino Gauntlet match. This one, I'm not going to speak too much time on. It's very simple who's winning this match. Hangman Page. The moment Hangman Page announced that he was in this match, it was clear that he's going to win. He's going to win this match, and we already know, well, he gets a guaranteed AEW world title shot. It's very simple. I know other members, probably like Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy in the mix. It's Hangman Page. It only makes sense for Hangman to win this match so he could go after Swerve or go after Bryan Danielson, depending on who wins that match, to become AEW World Champion. It only makes sense for Hangman. If Hangman don't win, I don't even know why you put him in the match. Like, it only makes sense for Hangman to win. But Hangman Page is winning this match. I don't think I need to speak too much on this match. Hangman is obviously winning this match. Mariah May versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. This one is very interesting. I have been loving this feud. This is actually my favorite feud in AEW, which is very shocking because I did not like Toni Storm or Mariah May when they first got on, but they have really grown on me. This feud has been really good. This has been really amazing. I love everything they're doing. The only critique I have is that they just needed more TV time because that's how good they've been. But overall, this feud has been amazing. Now, the way they've been building this feud, you kind of would feel like that Toni Storm would win because Mariah May has been getting the better of Toni Storm every single time they interacted. Mainly because she keeps coming from behind, but still, she's been getting the better of Toni Storm. So it feels like Toni Storm will just win and All In, but I think Mariah May will win. I think she's going to cheat, but she will win. I think it's best to have her win it All In, have her overcome Toni Storm, and then you could play the story of Toni Storm going through like another transformation, her going insane because she lost the AEW championship. She lost her, close friend. All right, you could have her go through like this character development of her just going crazy, going even more insane than she already is. So I think Mariah May is the right choice, but I really wouldn't be surprised if Toni Storm ends up retaining her AEW World Championship. MJF versus Will Ospreay for the All-American Championship, aka the International Championship. This one I feel like is very obvious as well. It's Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is not losing in his hometown. Now, low-key, if it was me, if it was me, I would probably have MJF win to get that heel heat to have a win in Will Ospreay home country. But I think it only makes sense for Ospreay to win in his hometown. It only makes sense for him to, overcome the odds and win, get the big win in front of his family. I think it only makes sense. Yeah, this feud has been really good. I've been liking this feud. I know a lot of people have not been liking MJF recently. I understand people are tired of his gimmick to a degree, but to be fair, he's not doing anything that's much different than the thing that you guys loved him for years ago. So, I don't think he's bad. Now, I understand it could get repetitive, but I feel like most wrestlers are repetitive. Most wrestlers repeat similar things. They just do slight changes to it for the most part. So, yeah. But I've been enjoying this feud. I think this feud has been really good, but I think the right choice is Will Ospreay, especially with MJF kind of always getting the better of Will Ospreay, mainly in like interactions of fighting for the most part, attacking his friends, make them bleed last week. So I think it only makes sense for Will Ospreay to become your new international champion. Now for the main event, Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship. If Bryan Danielson loses this match, he retires. This one I've been going back and forth on. Most people are just going with Bryan Danielson as the winner. I don't think it's that simple though, because we also got to look at Bryan Danielson as a person and who he is as a person, and will he be willing to win that championship? Now, most people are just going with Bryan Danielson mainly because it's Tony Khan. He wants him to get that big moment at Wembley to have his name in the record books for that championship. I get that. And I do think there's a good chance of that happening. But part of me says that Swerve is winning. I don't know what it is, but part of me is saying Swerve is winning and he's going to retire Bryan Danielson. The main thing I have an issue with is that if Bryan Danielson was to win, he needs to retire immediately. I don't see the point of him holding it and then having him have a short reign just for him to lose the next month or two. I just feel like if you're going to win, do it like Sting. That's how I feel. If you're going to have him win, do it like Sting. I don't see the point of him having like 3 title defenses and then him dropping it. I just don't see the point. I get it. Because if you want it for the moment, make it for the moment. Don't make it for the moment and then have him have a 3-week title reign. Because some people are saying he could just drop it back to Swerve, but my issue is that if Swerve loses, why would Swerve win it back from Danielson when you have Hangman in the background? I feel like that's the purpose of Hangman winning. Now, you can say Hangman can beat Bryan and then Swerve can chase the title. I understand that logic too, but my only issue with that is that when it comes to booking, all you have to do with that is, me personally, I feel like if Hangman was to beat Bryan, he would have to retire Bryan. It makes no sense because most likely Hangman would probably cheat in the match or brutally injure Bryan Danielson. So I feel like that's a bad way for Bryan to retire, because either way, you could have just done the same thing with Bryan just losing at All In. I think Swerve is going to actually win the match, retain his AEW World Championship. Hangman and Swerve fight for the AEW World Championship, where Hangman beats Swerve by cheating, and then Swerve goes back to his babyface role once he feud with Hangman and he chases the title, because he's only a heel for this particular match. But these are my AEW All In predictions. You guys let me know your opinions. That's the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.